What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about parallel finance, or PARA, the future of leverage staking. Is it a Polkadot gem? Let's get into it. But before I jump into the content, if you're looking for some good crypto content that's not allowed on YouTube but done by me, check out cryptorenegade.live, but more on that later. It's time to upset the established order.
And here we go.
So before going into the main topic, I want to tell you a quick little story. It is more of like a investment psychology that my grandfather taught my father, and then my father taught me. When you have a source of income, we all know that you should always try to lock away some funds for the future. That saving will be helpful when you are, again, saying going through a rough patch. So just throwing away some money for the future is useless if you are not investing it anywhere, because the dollar loses value over time. Now, because you will end up losing money due to this inflation, what my grandfather used to do was invest some money in government bonds back in the day when they were worth something, gold, and land, something that is safe and gives low yet steady yield. Now, most would spend the profits to fund a lavish lifestyle. My grandfather was a wise man. Rather than spending all his money, he invested that further into some medium risk, medium profit investments. Again, those profits would be invested in some high risk and high reward investments. Diversify. Now, the chances of those high risk investments going bust were very high. But since he had a solid, low, and medium risk investment, he was able to confidently invest in those risky ventures. He was essentially creating a series of investments where the risks were going higher and higher, and so were the profits. If the high risk investment fails, he had that other medium or low risk investments on the side. This way, my grandfather could retire young and focus on traveling the world those days before getting married. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And remember this story because we'll need it to explain parallel finance in the next 10 minutes. Now, parallel finance is a decentralized money market protocol that provides staking, borrowing, and lending on the Polkadot ecosystem, and also to the Polkadot ecosystem. Now, I know you've heard hundreds of projects talking about staking, borrowing, lending, blah, 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 but I am sure you have not heard about any of this on the Polkadot ecosystem quite yet. So what's so special about Polkadot? Polkadot solves 4 unique problems. Number 1, low cost and high transaction speeds. 2 is shared security. 3, interoperability. And 4, a robust ecosystem. Now, it's no secret I'm very bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem. I believe it will have a similar price appreciation as Ethereum did in its early days. Now, before we go any further, just the regular old disclaimer to save this. It's not investment advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm not an advisor. So, DYOR before any investment. Now, back to the video. Recently, Parallel Finance won the 10th parachain auction slot of the Polkadot ecosystem.
They call him the Polkadot man.
Polkadot man. What does he do? Throw polka dots at people?
And this is big news as more than 30,000 people contributed over 10.75 million DOT tokens to Parallel Finance. And in October 2021, Parallel even won the parachain auction slot in Kusama, the test network of the Polkadot ecosystem. So what is so special about Parallel Finance that many people contribute all of their DOT tokens to? Well, when someone stakes their DOT tokens for crowd loan auctions on Polkadot, you receive a bonus if the invested project wins the auction. The auction takes approximately 35 days, and after that, the tokens are locked for 96 weeks, or approximately 2 years. That means during that time you are not earning any yield, and no yield means no advantage. Very simple. And if the project goes bust, you will not get any bonuses. So Parallel solves this problem by introducing a liquidity token. xDOT and xKSM can be used for further staking, leveraging, and earning interest. Then there is also another benefit for using the Parallel network. Let's say you stake your DOT tokens to other chains in the crowd loan. You get an additional bonus from the parachain on top of the base reward. Now, this is huge as you're bombarded with benefits when you use the Parallel chain. So doing a quick recap, when you use Parallel Finance to stake in a crowd loan auction, you get liquidity tokens in the form of xDOT or xKSM. You get base rewards of the chain that you're contributing from, and a bonus from the Parallel Finance as PARA tokens, and this reward can go as high as 50%. There are many solutions from Parallel Finance that solve the Polkadot ecosystem's problem. Leverage staking, algorithmic staking, auction loans, and PARASHARES. Each of these solutions solves the problem related to Polkadot. By solving this, Parallel Finance is trying to be the go-to money market for all of Polkadot. But the thing that stands out most in this solution is leverage staking. You have seen previously that staking in other parachains using Parallel has tons of benefits. But what about someone who wants to stake in the liquidity pool? When you stake your token on any project, that token is locked and therefore unusable. But in return, you get annual APY interest or tokens with it. But in Parallel Finance, things are different. For your locked DOT and KSM tokens, you get liquidity tokens xDOT and xKSM. Now users can further learn their liquidity token to get additional interest while their coins are locked up. This is what Parallel calls leverage trading or staking. You can increase your leverage by lending KSM, borrowing xKSM, and then again lending xKSM. This is similar to my granddad's story. You basically leverage the profits from your staking rewards to double down and earn more rewards. And you can also tweak leverage a bit, like instead of lending your xDOT and your xKSM, you can use the liquidity tokens as collateral and borrow even more DOT and more KSM tokens. Then you can lend those DOT and those KSM for a higher interest rate than you are borrowing them for. Now, the difference between both of the rates is of course the profit. See this chart on your screen below and understand if you don't understand what I'm talking about. And if you're thinking, wow, I just found a well full of cash, I want to warn you that leveraging is a high stakes game and works under very strict parameters. So before stepping into this side of the wall, make sure to do your own due diligence. Now, this type of video you will find no one is talking about on YouTube, as YouTube does not rank enough. So if you are looking for content not allowed on YouTube by me, then this is for you. I just launched a new podcast in conjunction with a new live case study where I personally demonstrate how to turn $100 in crypto into $1,000 in crypto, step by step and with nothing held back. You know part of my granddad's investment psychology, so you know a part of mine is as well. However, this is only available to my podcast subscribers. So if this is something that piques your interest, check out cryptorenegade.live. That way you can get added to my list, and also check out the free trial to see if it's for you and if you want to support me further. Now, coming back to the specific topic and bringing this full circle, why I think Parallel can be the future of leverage staking and has the potential of it being a Polkadot gem is really the Parallel algorithm will optimize validators who have the highest reputation and the lowest DOT token staked, of course, when staking and borrowing. Now, why is that? Shouldn't validators with the highest staked DOT token be ranked higher than others? Theoretically, that's true, but parallel finance breaks down our usual conceptions of how transaction validation actually works. Let's say you have 100 DOT tokens staked as a validator, or 120, with a 12% rate. You get 12 DOT tokens to validate the transaction. But suppose you stake 50 DOT tokens, again, just an example, with the same interest rate, you get 6 DOT tokens. That means the other 6 DOT tokens, in this case, go to the users, thus increasing their yield. And that is why the algorithm promotes better security and higher yield than other staking solutions. Now, of course, there are other decentralized money market-based solutions from parallel finance, and they'll require videos of their own. So if you want me to make another video on this, comment parallel down below, and I'll make sure to do a follow-up video on all of the options there. Now, me personally, all of this makes me hopeful that parallel finance will become the next Polkadot gem on Polkadot, or perhaps I'll be proved wrong.
It will pay. I may have been early, but I'm not wrong.
But I've also made other videos where I have dissected other Polkadot projects and even compared them. So just in case you are unfamiliar with Polkadot gems, I'll be linking some of those videos at the end of this one. So make sure to show them some love. And if you like the video, like, subscribe, share, blah, blah, blah. I hate doing all that. And also check out CryptoRenegade.live if you want another version that is completely uncensored. I will see you guys in some other videos, and until then, Crypto Renegade out.